Well, Michigan, my state's next door neighbor. Y'all are a bunch of insane basket cases, aren't you? There is apparently a lawsuit going on between Lyft or Uber, I'm not sure which, Lyft and this fat rapper who goes by Dank DeMoss or whatever it is, but yes, she's unironically using the word dank. And, well, let's just get into the video clip. It's so stupid. It is so very, very stupid. And as a fat person myself, I just want to preemptively say, I disavow her. I want nothing to do with her. I don't ever go after people's weight, but when they're being jerks to others because they feel entitled, then all gloves are off.
Have you been in cars that size before?
Yes, I have. I've been in cars smarter than that, you know.
Deja Blanding tells us she was just trying to get to a Detroit Lions watch party this month when her Lyft rolled up.
Now, real quickly, you see how large she is. You see how big she is. Just keep that filed in the back of your head.
As I'm walking, I see him like making faces or whatever. I'm like, oh man.
She already knew.
I can fit in this car.
No, believe me, you can.
Now you see somewhat of what the size of the car is. You might not be able to see the whole car, but you can see part of the car. You can tell it's like a Camry or something like that. Maybe a little Hyundai. I know it's not the exact model, like it's not those brands, but it's the size of a Camry or a Hyundai. Again, keep this in mind.
Yes, I can.
Believe me.
He told her there's not enough room in his car.
The kicker part was when he started to talk about his tires. You know, I feel like that was a slap in the face. That was like my tires, you know, like.
Yes, that's a polite way of saying, hey, fatty, you're too big for my car. I'm not risking my shocks, my struts, and my rotors for you. He's being polite. Take the hint.
The driver said his tires could not handle her weight.
For every big person you turn down because they can't fit in your car?
Yes, and even if that wasn't the reason, what's the safety risks involved with carrying somebody of your size in his car? And I think I am uniquely qualified to say this because I used to be 600 pounds. If they had turned me down, would I feel a little bit bad about it? Sure. Would I feel a little embarrassed? Of course I would. But overall, I would get over it, and I'm somebody with clinical depression.
Yeah, because they need to order the Uber XL.
You know what? I don't never have to order Uber XL.
Well, life's tough, sweet pea. Get a helmet. Order an Uber XL. It's kind of nice if you think about it. The first and only time I ever had an Uber was an Uber XL, and it was wonderful. Small people order Uber XLs because it makes them feel amazing. Good Lord, the entitlement.
He apologized, canceled the ride, and left her there.
Which, given how much she wanted to argue, I'd say that was about the right thing to do. You know, the fact that her first instinct was to whip out her phone and record everything, in most circumstances, I would understand that that's a good thing because if you're being discriminated against, like real discrimination, you want to have that evidence. But this isn't discrimination, chick. You're just looking for sympathy points.
The rapper says she's pretty tough.
Yeah, she's so tough that she's filing a lawsuit instead of just taking the money back and ordering an Uber XL. Lady, please put on some clothes. That can't be comfortable. As a current fat guy right now, and even back when I was even bigger than I was now, stuff like that wasn't comfortable. It just wasn't. Please put on some clothes. Nobody wants to see that. As a former 600-pound man, nobody wants to see that. And nobody should see that. Do you have a right to wear what you want to? Yes, you do. But does that mean you should? No.
Dank DeMoss, as she's known at the mic, is crushed by the whole situation.
Not as crushed as that guy's struts if she had gotten into the back seat.
I just want them to know, like, it really hurt my feelings.
Oh, boo-hoo. Let me play a sad song for you on the world's smallest violin.
It looks like a Lyft might be hurting pretty soon, too.
I knew it was illegal, and I knew that it was wrong.
Her attorneys, John Marco and Zach Runyon, say weight is a protected characteristic in Michigan by law.
My friends, before we continue, look at this man. Look at this man, because what you are about to hear is some of the dumbest crap humanly possible. Part of it I don't blame him for, but a good chunk of it I do. And I want you to look at this man and see the face of what I deem to be an ambulance chaser.
It would be no different than a driver pulling up and saying, you know, I don't want to have black people in my car, or I don't want to have Christians in my car, or Muslims in my car. It's the same. Under the law, it's the same.
And this is why I think he's an ambulance chaser. And why I think Michigan law needs to be changed. Because there's a big difference between my fat ass getting into your car and my high school weight, 200-pound ass getting into your car, and me being a Christian. Religious beliefs don't damage people's cars. Having thoughts in your head doesn't damage people's cars. But your weight can. Your weight can. And so I think he's an ambulance chaser, and I think he sees an easy bag. Ugh.
The lawsuit is filed. Since she posted the encounter on social media, other full-figured folks have reached out saying the same thing happened to them.
Of course we have more sea cows coming out and complaining about this. They've got nothing better to do. The body positivity, fat acceptance crowd literally has nothing better to do. But if you ask a normal, rational thinking fat person, and they had this exact same interaction with the gentleman, they'd be like, it is what it is. I'll order an Uber XL. He gave him my money back and he was polite about it. But these cackling cows just have nothing better to do than complain. Seriously, that's all they have to do. And shove cake in their face.
I can fit in this car.
No, believe me, you can.
Yes, I can. I really want people to see, like, what we go through as bigger people, you know?
No, Miss Ma'am, I really don't know. Because what I really think you want to do is not necessarily see what we go through as bigger people, because as sane big people, as a sane big person myself, I don't go around trying to make everybody else's day horrible because of my poor eating habits. Yes, I have thyroid issues and all sorts of medical stuff. I get that. But I still have poor eating habits. It's nobody else's fault but my own. Now, it would be, again, one thing if the dude saw you and was like, hey, fat ass, you can't get in my car. Go away. I'll give you your money back. That would be one thing. But he was doing everything to try to be as polite as humanly possible, and you're the one being the heifer in this situation. You don't want to raise awareness for what big people go through. You want an easy bag. You want to ruin a nice man's career. And you just want to gain more attention, probably for your rap career, if I had to guess.
We did reach out to Lyft. They did not get back with us in time for this story. Now, Lyft, Uber, those rideshare companies, they can refuse passengers based on a perceived security threat.
Which, to be fair, this seems like it would be.
But according to Deja's attorneys, you cannot discriminate based on someone's weight. It's very clear in that cell phone video. That is why he denied her ride.
Yes, he did. But she needs to learn real quickly that just because somebody discriminates against you, it doesn't mean they hate you. Not all discrimination is bad discrimination. Everybody discriminates for a whole plethora of different things. You discriminate when you have dating preferences. You discriminate when you have to keep safe on a roller coaster. There are tons of reasons people discriminate. It's not always because they're trying to be mean or nasty or rude. Come on.
Reporting live on Detroit's west side, Jessica Dupnack on The Edge.
And because these Lyft drivers, they're their own personal rides, I mean, they turn people away, but they have some discretion, you're saying, but when it comes to some of these protected liberties, no.
And as a 400-plus pound man who's trying to better himself, as you can see in this video clip of me working out, I don't think weight should be a protected class when it has to do with stuff like this. If my weight is going to be making somebody else uncomfortable in terms of driving, and they don't know me, and this is their work car, I'm sorry, no. And if I was to see him driving a fat guy behind his car and it was one of his friends, I still wouldn't care, because he's driving his friend and he's making that risk. Get over yourself.
That is what the attorneys are saying, and they said they had enough to file suit. They have filed that lawsuit, and Lyft has been served, but we will see what happens. We'll stay in touch with Deja.
Yeah, it's interesting because you said so many people came forward after this, so clearly it's an issue out there.
Yes, we got a whole bunch of fat heifers with nothing better to do than try to ruin the lives of other people because they're too fat to fit in their car. You know, it's funny though. She could have taken the money back that she gave the man, bought an Uber XL, and then been along her business. And that would have cost her way less money than this lawsuit. But because most likely she's looking for attention, because usually that's what these people do is they're looking for attention, she's going to waste her money with a lawsuit. Most likely, seeing as it's Michigan, she might win that lawsuit. And she's going to try to get people to look at her rap career. I hate opportunists like this. And this ambulance chaser is clearly an opportunist. Because don't you compare my Christianity to me being overweight. Those are two separate things. I'm uniquely qualified to talk about that situation. It's the same as if you were to deny a Christian. Well, I'm a fat Christian. It's not the same. I don't think he would be denying me service if I was a Christian. If that was the case, I would sue the pants off of him. But if he's not giving me service because I'm fat, and it has to do with driving, and I don't know if I could even get the seatbelts on, then no, I'm not going to blame the dude. This is so stupid. This is clearly attention seeking, and this woman should be ashamed of herself, but she doesn't want to be. She just wants to bring attention to what overweight people have to go through on a daily basis. Bullshit. We have to adapt to the rest of the world. The rest of the world shouldn't have to adapt to us. And the only reason we should ever say anything is if somebody's actively being mean or actively bullying us or actively doing something that causes us to not be able to live. Other than that, keep your mouth shut. Be polite when other people are polite to you. And when people tell you no, listen to them. They may have a very good reason and a very logical reason. Thank you so much for watching. Like, share, subscribe, all that jazz. This is Gabe of Radio Blobfish signing off saying take care and God bless. Peace out, everybody.